Nearly 3 out of 4 overdose deaths in 2020 were from opioids. That's according to the CDC. And Narcan, of course, one of the most important tools used to help save people from overdosing, from dying. Now, another manufacturer wants the FDA to approve an over-the-counter dose of the life-saving drug. And if approved this spring, officials are hopeful it could help solve the fentanyl epidemic, or at least make a dent. Joining me now to discuss this, Professor Peter Pitts, president at the Center for Medicine in the Public Interest, also a former FDA Associate Commissioner. Professor Pitts, thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure. Thank you.
So we know the FDA is fast-tracking the review for the over-the-counter overdose reversal drug Revive. What does that fast-track process look like in this case, and why is it happening in this case?
Well, really, fast-track means it goes to the front of the queue, and that's very important because when someone has an opioid overdose, oftentimes emergency 911 EMTs don't have time to get to that person in time. And what this move would do would be allow naloxone, the opioid program that basically frees up the brain from the prison of opioids, to act right away, to have people have that in their medicine chest if they are opioid abusers.
Well, what does a timeline for this type of priority review typically mean? What can we expect?
I think a year is optimistic. I think that's more or less what the FDA has committed to, and that's a good thing. Another thing we've got to recognize is access goes beyond moving from prescription to over-the-counter. One of the issues with over-the-counter is that health insurance generally does not cover it. So you have to be sure that even though the product might be available off the shelf without the need of a prescription or the aid of a pharmacist, people might have problems affording it, which is why it's important to make sure these manufacturers have the public health first in mind.
According to the CDC, opioids involved in 75% of the 92,000 opioid deaths in 2020. And we know naloxone widely used by emergency responders and police already, even lay people. Why would allowing it to be over the counter be such a game changer?
Well, it's important to remember that it is safe and effective. And a lot of people say that you can't call your doctor and ask for a prescription when an opioid emergency is happening. It's unlikely that opioid abusers, people who are abusing opioids on purpose, are going to their doctor and say, I abuse opioids. How about you give me a prescription for some of this Narcan so I can have it in my medicine cabinet? This allows people to basically self-diagnose and recognize that if they are abusing opioids, this is an important tool to save their lives if that situation comes into play. Now, the problem is some people will say, well, isn't this condoning opioid abuse? People say, well, I'll abuse it because I've got this medicine. I don't buy that argument. Getting an opioid overdose is a situation that nobody ever wants to face. It's kind of like saying that giving people fire deterrent materials will allow them to be arsonists. I think it's important that people have access to this drug, have open access to this drug, regardless of any of the potential silly arguments.
I appreciate the comparison you just made. Narcan is used widely already. The manufacturer, they're also pursuing an over-the-counter approval. What is different with Revive? Can you help us understand?
It's the same basic formulation. It's got the same methodology of action. It's the same nasal, methodology. You basically put it in your nose and squeeze down on the device. It's the same basic proposition. It's being developed with the FDA to make sure that it is as safe and effective as the brand name. And just as we have generic drugs and brand name drugs, it's a similar situation here, which is the new product is just as safe and effective as the name product, but it can be less effective, not less effective, but less expensive because they don't have the same developmental costs that the innovator company does have.
I mean, this is such a multifaceted problem, and I know you know this. I mean, you have, the source and trying to stem the flow of this coming into our country to begin with. It is touching every single neighborhood in the United States. We've seen Walmart agreeing to pay, more than $3 billion to settle an opioid lawsuit or multiple lawsuits as well. And then there's, this sort of arm of it, the public health arm of it. What needs to be done, bottom line? Do you believe that the federal government is doing enough to combat the opioid problem in our country?
Well, it's time to stop fixing the blame and start fixing the problem. It's a multifactorial proposition. Obviously, people abuse. You have drug dealers who are criminals. You have doctors who overprescribe. You have government institutions that haven't really done as good a job as they might in terms of educating the American public. And one valuable step forward is educating the American public by making these Narcan products over the counter. It's a teaching moment, just not on emergency medicine, but also on the dangers of opioids and especially fentanyl.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.